Yo guys, how's it going? Sorry about the extreme tardiness that we have today. This is just unacceptable bullshit. That's it. Unacceptable bullshit. I fully deserve absolutely no viewers this evening because some absolute asshat that's doing some work somewhere towards the main road from here decided that the entire village of Eastington needed no power at all since about 3 o'clock. No, I did not build the wizard yet. Also, caps. In the chat, we've got Bansal Arms, I'll print you one. That's and Des, Crazy Anked, Muad'Dib, Stu Flynn, Nemod, Honor Sanguinius, Nick McDade, who I think put in a decent word with the power company for me. Too many sprues. How's it going, folks? Right. Shokkjump Dragsta. I feel they could have saved themselves some packaging by just, and then, but, each their own. Impressive box, though. Impressive box. One sprue for literally everything. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. And a really nice wood grain effect as well. So, Nidge need a backup generator. Dude, that'd be great, but no. No. The Dyson, Crooked Grin, Tyran. Speaking of lost arms, had my vaccine yesterday. My arm hurts so much I wish I'd lost it. Oh, shit. Thank you to everyone for the host. Still just fingers crossed on the path to partner. AJ! What up, brother? Haven't heard back from Twitch yet with the inevitable denied. Wolftime, thank you for the follow. Right, let's see what we've got. So this was won by our Patreon. And there's Liamski. He's chosen this instead of the Lord of Contagion. Is it Contagion? Virulence? Virulence. Lord of Virulence. Lord of Contagion, something different. So let's get on with it. Let's do it. Again, thanks to everyone for the hosts. Really appreciate it. He-Man has the power. I mean, Nick is basically He-Man. Just shorter. Unfortunately, doesn't just wear a pair of Speedos. So, there you go. There you go. If you'd text, I could have brought a generator down and I would have got paid for it. I'll tell you what, I'm trying to arrange a power cut for next Monday. And we can do some outside low-key exercise if you help me bring down the table. A nice quiet compressor in the background is one thing, a diesel generator is another. Yeah, but it'd be outside the house. When I lived with my ex-wife, the first place we lived together was actually an annex off of her mother's house. So her mum owned quite a large house in Stroud, and the end of it she'd converted into a B&B. And she was going to convert it back into just like a two-bedroom like rental place or 2 rooms in a shared rental rather than it be a B&B. And she offered it to me. She said, look, do you and Flick want to have it? And then she told me the price. I'm like, that's cheap. Yes, that'll do. Done. Absolutely done. And the power died to the entire place for 4 days. And for the entirety of those 4 days, a quite large, not like massive, wolf time! Dude! Coming in strong with a raid right off the bat. How's it going? Let's get some love in the stream for this quality individual. Make your son work for electricity. Stop saying that I've got a son, alright? It's just weird. I've got a long time in my life making sure we don't have a son, in fact. Wolf Time, how is your stream, dude? What were you up to? Thanks again for bringing people over. Remnants 12, Emanu, Stefan Urbank, PBY Warhead. What up, everyone? So yeah, we ended up with this generator outside for 4 days, and that makes a lot of noise. Right, what we're doing tonight is we've got this Shokkjump Dragsta to assemble, so we can start painting it at the weekend. Liamski just said, any way you want to paint it, you just go for it. It's all good. So I'm like, alright. Pompanzer, thank you very much for the follow, and completely missed the name, 12 Emanu, much appreciated. All the bits, the graveyard bits. Absolute best bit token from the standard set. Love it. Rip one cheer, get in there. So, let's see what we've got. I don't even know the rules for this thing. Thank you very much, man. Hersel Sarah, thank you for the host as well. So this is the thing. Dutch, Italian, German, Italian, Espanol, French, English. Right. Do you speak it? J. Cyril Craft, how's it going? And everyone, if you haven't already followed Wolf Time, then please make sure you do. Let's see, Moose 14, hits on 4s in combat, 5 in shooting, strength 5, T6, 8 wounds. Only 8 wounds? It's an 8 wound vehicle with 4 wheels, and they gave it a base? What old school technology is this? Slate in Australia? Hey, no worries, bro. You take care. Thank you for bringing the raid over here. Really appreciate it. Roll forward, advancing, and teleport. Yeah, that one I knew. 4 ups A, 4 attacks. Okay. J. Curls Craft, thank you again for following. All the hosts happening as well. I'm loving this. Much appreciated, guys. Seriously, means the absolute fucking world to a streamer. Jolt, what up? So, let's see. Custom shot rifle, 24 inch range, assault 2, strength 8, -3 D. That's alright. PBY Warhead, thank you for the follow. Wolf Time, take care, man. Everyone, give that guy a follow. If you're a 1 or more, what hit rolls a 1 for the weapon breast, was 1 mortal wound for the 6 plus 2, target stuff as a 1 mortal wound addition. Yeah, not bad. So it's got one of those. Well, equipped with the custom shot rifle, rocket launcher, and sword blades. A rocket launcher, standard orc rocket launcher. Sword blades, give it strength 6, -1, 1 damage to that shit. Shock type, for a 4% advancing route for battlefield again anywhere in the battlefield with 9 with enemy units. So after you've done that, you're on 4 roll dice on 4+, you take a wound. Add to the hit rolls when for attached to custom shock rifle. So that hits on 3s. That's suddenly a lot more interesting. Hairstyle Cero gifting a sub to Wolf Rifle. Wolf Time. It's been a day. Cheers, buddy. Let me go give that guy some meeps. I didn't copy. This way. Do. Boom. There we are. Meeps for Wolf Time. He's alive. Jay's got the power. So these Dragsta look amazing in Force India colours. I have no idea what that means. Cool. Mitios, what up? How's my night been? It's been eventful. So we just started the stream nearly an hour late. We will do a whip. So yeah. But yeah, this isn't a bad little toy. Don't mind that. That's cool. Suddenly thinking that shot rifle's a lot better than it was 2 minutes ago. Right, so we need 52, 46, and 35. So that's this big bit, which fortunately is like most of the car. Like that I'm okay with. Don't get how this vehicle. I know, right? I'm guessing that GW looked at the size and were like, vehicle. This is a vehicle that's got a base, whereas the ATV doesn't have a base. But the thing is, if they made the ATV a vehicle, I'd immediately buy like 9 of them. That would be what makes it super good in my eyes. Because the way that would work is you would drive it forward as fast as you can, unload your guns, charge into combat, and just sit there every turn, Gatling cannon or multi-meltering something to death. And suddenly that makes it good. Like, I'd be really, really down for that if I was a Marine player, which obviously we're going to be seeing. Yeah, but that exploding flying headbutt thing is great. Brookie, what up, dude? I've recovered. The power grid has not. And 35, which is this bit. This looks like some orc feats. Trying to work out. It's at least some booties. Our sub-assemblies. We want to paint the riders separate. And remember, last week on Friday, YouTube got a new tutorial on how to paint orc skin. So we might do it that way. We might do it a different way. Who knows? Force India scheme. Let's have a look. Now you think the ATV is bad. The ATVs are not broken, mate. ATVs are not... That looks horrible. That looks absolutely horrible. Complete gash. No, definitely not. Not sure why you think ATVs are broken. ATVs were broken for the month or so that apothecaries, especially Ravenwing apothecaries, couldn't keep up with them. She's been on a bike. Could bring them back from the dead. They were broken then. Now they're alright. They do about half as well as an attack bike because the attack bike's more efficient. So you get basically the same gun. No one really cares about the bolt rifles on the front. You know, it's not the end of the world. But you stick a multi-melter on an attack bike, and yes, it's less durable, but it's got all the damage output you need. It's a beast. They do get the Ravenwing keyword, yes. How do you paint tires? Realistic or how to highlight? To be honest, we'll probably just go with some like airbrush work on these. But we got nice fat like slicks for it, so might even do. No, depending on the color scheme, might do some white wall tires. We don't know. Probably not though. You say insanely strong in Ravenwing. I really like. We're not on the same page with that. I'm not getting something that you're getting. Crooked Grin. It is working. Worst take for ATV is probably when they slip on a banana peel or hit by a turtle shell. Hey man, it's that blue shell that you occasionally get. Or when your opponent's just got 3 reds, and then that's it, man. Game over. There ain't no coming back. But yeah, for those of you that are like adamant that they are super OP, please explain why you think they're OP. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I don't see it. And when the best Dark Angels player in the world is in the chat, and even he's saying, yeah, Jay, I know you just painted 3 up and they look lovely, and I had 3 that I painted up and they look adequate, but I'm not taking any of them anymore. I might take 1 or 2 if I need something for the speed, but that's it. Exactly, there's 100%. Yep, and there you go. Snarface got it as well. Attack bike beats out the ATV. As soon as that rule got changed, damn, that spiky is a motherfucker. As soon as that rule got changed, ATVs were basically dead in the water. You think attack bikes look better? I can't back you on that one. I've always thought the attack bike looked a bit dumb. Space Marine in the sidecar, and it's not even... I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Marines have changed scale, and I don't mean the Primaris Marines. I mean, even old Marines got ever so slightly bigger. The attack bike sculpt, I don't think has changed since it was released in plastic. Which means that it's dated. And I think the Marines that are in them are ever so slightly smaller. I'd much rather you ended up with something like an Outrider and a 3D printed sidecar, which is an issue because they're larger, obviously, but I think that would look better. So, attack bikes are guff. I don't necessarily agree with that, because whilst they are not durable, they are cheap. With a multi-melter, they're what? 45, 50 points, I think. Sidecars do feel silly overall. You're absolutely right. Unless they'd work fine for orcs, you know. I see that being great. Slightly cartoony looking, you know, no issue. But yeah, attack bikes, I think, as something that is cheap, as something that has a reasonably good damage output, but is also maneuverable, I think it's good. I know John Lennon is a big fan of them in his White Scars lists. And there have been quite a few Marine players that are at least looking at them favourably, that are top tier Marine players. I don't think they're an auto include at all. I think you have to build an army not around them, but with sort of them in mind, to make sure you get the best out of them. But I think they're solid. I think they're good. Would I rather take 3 attack bikes, or let's see, 3 attack bikes with Mighty Melters puts you to 165 points. Would I rather take that, or you could say 5 Eradicators? 3 Eradicators comes to 105 points, right? Or did they go up a little bit more? I'd probably take the Eradicators if I was looking at an army where I'd deep strike them in anyway. But if I was already thinking, well, I've spent CP on the 8 trillion Warlord traits, 4 relics, and everything else that I needed to spend my CP on during the pre-game step, I can't really afford to lose out on them. And I want something a little bit more durable, because obviously you've got transhuman and so on. Then you're okay. What I will do, though, is when the new Warhammer Conquest Imperium magazine puts an ATV on the front, £8 for an ATV, or is it 9? Is it $8.99 an issue? I think it might be. Yeah, I'll get a few. Like, I'm not gonna pay 20-something quid for them, but I'll pick them up for that. That's no issue whatsoever. Come at me, Hachette. Bring it. Right. What other bits can we assemble before we do anything else? Not a huge amount, so let's just get all this together. So we've got this bit, and then this goes in. It looked like it went in there. Yeah. Ah, spiky. This is going to be annoying. So that goes in on there, and then the little booties slot in down there. Grand. 135 for free. That's it. Would I rather take an Eradicator or the attack bikes? Yeah, depending on which chapter I was running, I'd probably take the attack bikes. Yeah, Dark Angels turn 1, move 23 inches, get a 4++ from range, shoot all guns, core, and strats to make -1 to hit, medic for 6++, and heal 3 wounds a turn, and bring 1 back on 4 wounds, strat 4 and shoot 2. Yeah. Yeah, see that's pretty damn good. Also, don't forget, if you are if you don't have to move, you're hitting on 2 to them as well. So that's not bad with 6 shots from a multi-melter. Can't get mad on that. So yeah, I think they're pretty solid. They're not overpowered. Because at the end of the day, you can deal with them. You know, that's not the squishiest thing ever, but they're a bit like if you put some serious firepower towards them, they're gone. A little bit more reliable in Dark Angels, obviously, because you've got that jink rule. I love the fact they're giving him like proper pedals, so that's cute. And that'd be super, super appreciated. What I will do is I'll be ordering like issue 5. I think the mini's fucking terrible. I freakily don't like it. He doesn't look like, everyone said, oh, he's blocking a hit. You know, there's an attack coming in, he's blocking it on his sword. What it looks like he's doing is going, oh, fuck, I'm going to get hit. So, I can't back that. Alright, this light is unfortunately in the way. That's just in the way of the video. Let's just do that. Right, now what we need, 54, 59, and both of number 6. Okay. Yeah, exactly that, Des. Yeah. Alright, number 6. No, they're not fiddly at all, are they? Master Pets! How's it going, dude? Thank you for that raid. Welcome to the stream. How is your stream? What are you up to? What are you doing? What are you working on? Using attack bikes. Added on to 5 bikers with chainswords, some ablative wounds, 24 bottle shots, and no AP as a killer. Yeah. I probably wouldn't bother with the other bikes. Whoa, shit, a Balanced Arms. Sorry, man. Like, hopefully you feel better, yeah? Take care. You can have the model is look at his haircut and the source reflection. Brilliant. Also, that's working on a Chaos Marine Corn Lord. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds epic, dude. Right, 54 and 59. We're putting together this Shokkjump Dragsta, which is the prize that our Patreon member, Liamski, won. Every month we do at least 3 giveaways. At least 3. Last month we did a lot more. Because it was an Necronathon, which I need to take some photos of still. Where's this little fucking 55? 59, there it is. And one of them is a mini painted by me in a colour scheme of your choice. That's just to any subscriber, they can win that. But if you're a Patreon video viewer or higher tier member, we'll do a giveaway for you on the first stream of the month, where you can win as well. So 2 chances for some people. Tim 1 is such an awesome model. Sweet, dude. I need a custom arm. Nice. Get it in the whip for later on, dude. We'll definitely be having a look at that later. Give us some feedback and some constructive criticism, if there is any to give. We've had some pretty damn cool stuff in there recently. What I'd love to see in the whip is a tutorial from Rezo on how to do these basics, because goddamn, those trees are awesome. So awesome. Just every single one of those things that you look at, you're like, reached an Imperium magazine, but live in the US. Is there a way I can subscribe to the magazine like the proxy service? I'm sure you can find. Well, in fact, I know there are proxy shipping services. So basically, you pay for like a PO box, and then something gets shipped to that PO box, and they just take whatever it is that they've like received, put it in a different box, slap a label on it, and send it to you. The issue is that starts to become like super expensive. Now, the cost of the magazine is about 900 quid a year. I think that's if you have the premium version, which I wouldn't necessarily suggest to anyone. Like, if you want, well, it's 900 quid over 18 months. If you want to have a Tau army, then just go and buy a Tau army. If you want to have an Orc army, go and buy an Orc army. You're basically getting a start collecting box in each one. Though I love the fact that with the Orcs army, they've gone, look, basically this isn't such a great value anymore, so we've thrown in some paint as well. But I guess that's also because you probably don't get those paints in the magazine, and you might need those to paint your Orc toys. And while that is expensive, you are getting quite a severe saving on this, because Bobby G is likely to be one issue, because he's in a small enough box that I can't really see him splitting up the sprue for it. Which means you can get Bobby G for 8 quid, 9 quid, £9. The fact that I'll be buying it like single like issues at a time from someone like Forbidden Planet will add a couple of quid to postage, but no worries. Where do these things go? They go in these. It's just old models. Thought it was all brand new models. No. Neither. It's kind of a mix of both. It's not all exclusively brand new models. There's one model that's exclusive to it. Everything else has already been released. So, could be 2. It could be. But Calgar and his Honor Guard, that's likely to just be 1. Again, small box. So, who knows? I'm interested to see what comes out of it all. And there'll be issues that I want to get, and there'll be issues that I really don't want to get. But yeah, we'll sort of pick it up and see how it goes. $7.20 if you buy every pack. Postage is variable. Yes, $900 if you have the premium version then. But he was talking about getting it ordered to like the US as well. So the flinching Primaris Lieutenant. Right, so this looks over-engineered for an Orc thing. 5 bits of a buzzsaw. Have they got to go in an order? Does the order actually matter? Yes, probably. Right, okay. That's what we'll do. What we shouldn't have done is gone, well, power's out. Can't stream. Fuck it. I'll go to bed with a couple of large scotches. And then decide to go and do some building afterwards. So when this car is capable of going sideways while it's trying to drive forwards, you can totally blame that on me. Subscribe to Imperium. eBay off the bits that I did want. Yeah. eBay's going to be flooded with a lot of that stuff. But I'll end up picking up some of the AdMech bits. I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of that, like the non-Space Marine stuff, gets done. Outriders, you get 3 Outriders on 1 sprue. So, that could be a bit of a grab. I don't know what it is. It's some marine hero. But what were they going to do? They could have made it a Necron hero, I guess. But Necrons have just had a massive massive model release. Not like Marines haven't constantly had a massive model release. But Necron's just got most of a new range. You know, it's one of those things. I don't think you heard of me. But hey, I'm not sold on the model. We'll get one because it will be a giveaway prize at some point. It's one of the things I need to do at some point soon is go through the drawer next to me and sort all of that out into giveaway minis and other, basically. Move the pile of conversion bits into the garage. James doing a BUI, building under the influence, brilliant. Sounds like you're doing some orcish engineering if it ends up going sideways. Well, you know, I reckon this is how orcs do their engineering. It's all about belief, yeah? If things that orcs make, if they believe strongly enough, then they work. And there's nothing like the dogged belief and determination of a drunkman to get you through something. So, how the hell have we got 90 people watching on a Tuesday when we were 45 minutes late to the stream? What the shit? Madness. Let's get some... yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah. The power was off for so long, it felt like days. That's why I thought it was Tuesday. I love it. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursday. You mean Thursday? Go drug your home. Well, I'm sorry. Had to at that point. Had to. Like, if you're gonna fail, commit to that fail. Wait, it's not Tuesday. So yeah. Yeah. You're not as thin because I drunk you am. See if the plastic paint... Okay, the Conquest models have... Wait, what? Don't curse a week longer. Well, what do you mean? No. We're not cursing a week longer. We just skipped the weekend. We're into next week. That's what happened. But again, for everyone that's here on a Thursday, thank you. Liamski! Yo, bro, what up? And look at this madman now. It's like, I've got some subs to gift. We've got subs going out to PBY Warhead, Moonface Killer, the Lolodix, Mitios333, and Atropus Moon. All you guys been given a sub, courtesy of Liamski, our Patreon winner. He's the guy that gets this pretty goddamn epic orc car. Did I just paste? Yes. Tuesday, I had to fork out 150 euros for a tooth. Yes, but it's always better to get your dentist to do it. Because I can tell you now, there is not enough rum in the world to deal with the pain of doing that yourself. Ooh, no, that's it's not good. It's so not good. Right, these all go together in an order, which I've laid out here. I'm guessing that needs to line up pretty well. But perhaps not, because they then go on this. Need to make sure that all of the bloody wheel bits are going the right way. I put them in the right order. Is it that way around? It makes sense that it's that way around. So it'll be that. Then that. And then that one would lock in. Yeah, okay. Is that where the rum is gone? The rum, half of the rum went... when did I do this? I was 26, I think. had a wisdom tooth I needed to get taken out. The dentist wanted 300 quid to take it out. I'm like, well, 300 quid for the dentist, or like 17 quid for a bottle of rum. Really, how bad can it be? So bad. So bad. You'll take a dentist, mate. I think I'd much rather like get shot. Actually, I think, yeah, we'd go that far. I'd rather get shot. Definitely just shot. Flying 2 litre bottle to the face will do that. Fucking Pemmons and Barrel. See, at least at that point, you probably didn't know what was happening. I was there with a fucking pair of pliers in my mouth. And we were just very lucky we got the whole tooth, because that can go spectacularly wrong. Becco CZ, thank you very much for that follow, and welcome to the stream. Cool, I get it now. I understand what's going on with this thing. Except, there's definitely been something that's gone wrong. I'm sure I put these out in the right order, because these bits are meant to intersect. Okay, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Because what's going to happen now is this one will go on, like so. And then that one will go on. No, it really won't. Oh, super annoying. I even laid these out in the order they were... Oh, fucking hell. Ow. Poly cement did the job pretty well. So I'm gonna have to go on like that. It doesn't look right. Does it need to be this one? No, because that goes on. Does it go on that way? Well, this is only annoying. Why do they do that? Right, it's the flat edge, it's the outside. Fuck's sake. That is absolutely not the way the numbers are in the instructions. Okay. Stuff because of my health plan, 100 euros only because you had to make 70% of the tooth from that thing. Oh, Jesus. Well, I've got 4 put at once. Didn't remember a thing for anesthetic, and it cost around 900 euros. One of the fanciest. Yeah, that over here, not cheap. Really not cheap. But fucking hell. You don't know the best way to get release agent off plastic. Chuck it in some warm soapy water, mate. Not hot, because you might. It's very, very low chance of happening. But you might warp the plastic. Especially some of that cheaper stuff. I know all plastic's coloured, but you guys know what I mean, right? Where you get like the blue plastic that definitely feels a little bit softer. Those. Crowley, did you get power back? No. You just wanted to see a stream enough that this became an optical illusion, and as a direct result of that optical illusion, you are hallucinating. God damn, I think I might start hallucinating in a minute. What the fuck? Right, so those bits now definitely go together. Yes. Jesus. Especially a 5 lower bottom right. It's growing 90 degrees towards the other one. Oh. Yeah, basically, I think Nick did some looking into the job, and let's just say identified the issue. I reckon he told someone to get the hurry up going on, because next thing I know, 10 minutes later I've got power. Okay, we'll leave this for a while, make sure it's stable, because the last thing I want to do is turn on all of this when there's the possibility, even the merest possibility, of any kind of power surge. And everything seemed to be okay. So, alright, cool. We can stream. Happy days. Your favourite part is assembly. Ichi, we need to have words, man. Assembly is absolutely the worst part of the hobby as far as I'm concerned. Not for me at all. I would rather models came completely cleaned of mold lines, and into already like optimized sub-assemblies, and we'd be totally okay with that. Even if they cost, say, an extra 15 to 20%, I'd be so so okay with that. Yeah, you're right, Des, and that might be why. I am right in thinking it was $7.99 before, and now it's $8.99. Right? That might be why there's an extra quid on the cost, because I'd much prefer that kind of plastic. The other stuff is it feels very flimsy and very soft. So I know a couple of times where I've been just like scraping a mold line off using the back of a knife, not even the front of a knife. I don't understand it, and we've just taken a gouge out of the plastic. Damn. Mortal is currently $7.99. Cool. So that might be why. That might be why. Maybe they had a couple of complaints. But anyway, so my day's been interesting. We've had, obviously, power issues. We literally just taken photos of this. This was going to be tomorrow's Patreon guide, and is now looking like it's going to be Saturday's Patreon guide. How to paint marine tanks. Obviously, we've got a Blood Angels Impulsor on deck here. But how to paint marine tanks. Start to finish, how to get this done. And that includes that little bit of OSL just there on the front. Understated. Yeah? Not trying to catch your attention from a billion miles away. But because of that, it just does. Ooh. So pretty. Super pretty. But all of this has been recorded. The only thing we're not going to show you how to paint on this is, if we carefully jimmy that loose, is all of this stuff on the inside. Because all of this is going to be part of the how to paint lenses video, as well as things like these up here, which will be on YouTube the week after. So no need for that, but that's a fucking tank and a half. Pretty goddamn stunning, that. Lots of airbrush, mate. Lots of airbrush. Try doing that by hand, and it is possible, but it will take you a week. It's so easy with an airbrush, so quick, so simple. Gotta be. Yeah, Tim. A lot of that was well, it was Chinese manufacturing. The plastic, it doesn't matter where the plastic's from, and really neither does the manufacturing. But as soon as you start sending out stuff like that, you're looking at cost versus quality, right? And there's obviously a downgrade. And that's probably why they said, look, we've got a different plastic mix. This will save you X number of, possibly even £1 million. of production, or it will earn you X number more £1 million worth of profit, which is probably the way it was looked at. And so we can do this if you want. They're like, yep, sorted, do it, crack on. Bear in mind, that's the same plastic that the Dark Imperium set had in it. This is not a new thing at all. How many people had blue Space Marines from Dark Imperium? Alright, this sits there, like so. That's not a horrendous gap. Are we going to get anything that comes in? There must be something that comes in around there, yeah? Just a little wheel. That's it, just a wheel. Okay. That's what it is. And then we've obviously got some exhaust and shit down there. That's fine. I thought it was. Sort of finally see improvement on the air rush control, so me happy. Awesome, dude. It's like everything else. Takes time. Blood, sweat, and years, yeah? Anything that's worth doing in life is worth taking the time and the effort and the energy. And for me, as part of how I like to hobby, the air rush is definitely in that category. So... what's the simplest way to paint realistic guns with a small number of paints? By realistic guns, if you've got an idea of what you want, because that doesn't narrow it down as much as you think. We could be talking like a Black Tack Glock 17, or a bright shiny like Smith & Wesson, or a Colt 44, or something like that. Have you got anything a little? Do you want dark silver? However. I think you should need to duplicate tooling the current stuff, not sure to make duplicate molds, things like ATB, or just send to China for part works. That's a good point. That is a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Let's start using gloves. My fingers are all silver. Definitely wear gloves. I hate getting paint on my hand from the air rush. It just annoys me. Right, we're just painting a little bit of this glue along the recesses. The Tamiya extra thin will flow into the recess, and this can help. Doesn't always, but it can help to reduce these gaps. What we'll probably end up doing at some point, almost certainly off air, we'll be getting some Vallejo plastic putty and just running a little of that into the recess, let it dry, and scrape off any extra we've got. Jump truck, yes. Looking at pigment sets from Rival, what would you advise for general weathering? I'd advise waiting until Sarah's got her own range out, mate, which won't be long. Honestly, not long at all. I don't have a date, and if I had one, I probably couldn't tell you guys it. That's a bit shit. That's warped. Lethal Styles! Thank you for that, host. Blacked out and Space Marine bolt rifles. Super simple. You need literally two colours. Black and white. That's it. Take black, paint them black. Get a good, like a solid black on there. Next thing to do, mix some black with some white till you've got a light grey. You're looking at something about this kind of colour. Yeah, a neutral grey. Once you've done that, get all your first highlights down. Then mix a lot more white into it till you've got a off-white grey. And then do tiny little dots like specular highlights on just the corners, and it'll look glossy. And like a well-oiled, blacked out, like brand new gun. Super simple. Gambelina, not a clue, mate. Yeah, Stoofling, you're right. But it might be cheaper to ship or fly a load of the molds, get them made there, and then bring it back. Or they just build new molds out there using a cheaper workforce, perhaps. Buy some more resin barrels, yeah. Some of the charred cork, so each has their own kits. Yeah, I would, mate. Hey, no worries, dude. No problem at all. That's how I've done them. Occasionally you'll see some Ultramarines down here. That's exactly how they were done in that. Right, next up we've got a control panel. Right, 53, the front. SW Miniatures getting their sub on. That's 2 months now. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. Let's get some love in the stream for this guy. Quality individual. Good evening. How's it going? We are assembling our Orc DeLorean, our teleport truck. That's definitely a flux capacitor on the back end of this. And I'm not going to do it. I'm certainly not someone that is particularly known for conversions or kit bashing. There's little bits we can do, but it's building is not my my forte. My most enjoyable part of this hobby. But if somebody fancied converting one of these up with Marty McFly and Doc as the driver and passenger, that would be awesome. Super awesome. How much of this can you even see? You might have to leave a roof off. We ideally want to leave the orcs out as well. Just what you want, a mould line right between these feckin' spikes as well. Still impressed by the number of viewers we got for Tuesday. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Well, actually, no, I can definitely believe I did that. Okay, that's cute. Speaking of that, I just updated my Aldon models with new bodies, looks even better. Can feel I'm getting better and faster, so that's awesome. Nice, dude. Do you mean you've just printed a new one, or you've just repainted one, or what? What was the deal? So obviously you do more than just buy a piece of plastic and... Danny, I'm not sorry at all. Definitely going to whack on a shitload of Necron weapons I've got left over. Nice. Nice. If they chose... Is this a sub-assembly icon? Paint before assembly. We've got a sub-assembly. Look at that. GW telling you how to do sub-assemblies now. Oh, there's another one. 3 of them. How many do they reckon? 4 of them. 5 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus all the wheels. That's 14 sub-assemblies. 15 if you count the base. Fuck. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, page 2. What we got here? We've got... Wait. Hold up. You get to here, paint this before assembly. And then you do this bit, but not this bit, clearly, despite the fact it tells you what to do, but then you paint this bit before you assemble it. I think they need some more work done on there. This is when a sub-assembly is, and like, all of these bits should come together at the end, rather than keep working on little bits throughout. That's less clear. Using U3 U1 will transfer my design to it, like hit play, it's cool. Okay, sweet. Saying Tuesday is better than serial freehand. Yes. It's emergency pre-recorded. He's actually still sitting at the desk sipping apple juice. Yeah, totally. Totally mad. What, you've caught me. Just paint on sprue at that point. Could do. Could do. Right. 12, 13, 25, 26. So here's 12. Here's a tip as well, guys. Look at the way I'm clipping these off the sprue. We're making sure our sprue joint is still attached to the Mini And that way... No, that's the other one. You don't get any of that like warped plastic where you've compressed it with your snips. Now I've got a decent pair of snips. These are from the Army Painter. They're good. But even when they were brand new, you were never going to get a perfectly clean cut with them. So do this, and then pop in with a craft knife and carefully just shave those off. And 26 is this bit. That feels spiky. Yes, very spiky. Drunk Mystic, what up? We're doing the Orc Formula 1 car that Liamski won in the Patreon prize draw. Got this guy to put together, and then for Sons of Rolo, who got the double, one of only 2 people to win the double, the voucher and the mini. What a lucky bastard. And Absolute Boss was like, I want a Rival Crafts voucher, please. He's going to be getting his basing on with that. Sarah was so chuffed. She sent me a message. She's like, did somebody choose a WhatsApp voucher? Not a WhatsApp voucher, a Rival Crafts voucher. She sent it on WhatsApp. I feel honoured. I'm like, yes. Side of the colour scheme, not a clue. What I'm thinking is to do... This is going to sound really, really counterintuitive, but like acid washed. So, has anyone seen a car that's had battery acid chucked over it? Let me see if I can get an image. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking. So it's been like acid dipped to remove all the paint, but it just leaves like those like nasty looking streaks and so on. What I'm thinking of doing is basically doing a lot of work with silver and getting that down, glossing it, covering it with chipping fluid, and then just smashing like 90% of the paint off. So we'll do a very, very quick paint workup, like 2 colors, 2 passes. That's it. Very fast. And then just toothbrush and then bam, get rid of almost all of it. So we'll leave in a load of paint inside recesses, like where you might get like on this bit the spikes. Leave a load of paint like in round here where it's not come off, and completely like shine up the metal so get it looking really, really glossy. I think that would look pretty sick. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Love single blade nippers from Rumpeter. Considering getting this spear, I can't afford the god hands. Oh, I see. We put a 2K Blood Angel list together. Want to do a really weathered look. Any suggestions for weathered red? I'm going to brown, enamel wash, or maybe make it an oil wash. Weathered as in they've been out in the elements, or weathered as in they've been beaten to shit. There's both sort of options there. You are not allowed to access this section. Take a screenshot of it and put it in Discord, mate. If you're on a PC, Windows Control, Windows key Shift and S, I think. Quite a sun bleach look. Yeah, that's really hard to do. Actually, I've got a way. But I want to do it this way, the way that I've suggested, because Mark Cromberhome, who some of you have probably heard of if you're into the tournament scene in the UK, wanted to do an army of speed freaks. If you do a print screen button, you end up with the whole thing. Do the Windows key shortcut, you can just like click and drag an area. But yeah, he wanted to paint these. He said, like, how would you paint them? I told him basically what I was going to do for this. He's like, that sounds great, but it sounds like a lot of hard work. I don't know if I can do it. I just want to show him how easy it is. Super simple. Pick in general. Let's do it. All the GIFs have loaded up, and that's just like whirling around. Sort of, but like all the paint is gone, basically. So mostly bare metal with paint just still hanging on in there in a few places. That's the goal. So much more metal than that. What a hippie passion wagon with a hippie orc driver? No, I'm not converting up the orc drivers and so on. If we were going to do that, then we definitely have a go at trying to do the Doc and Marty McFly, because this is clearly a time-traveling car, and it must have the flux capacitor on the back instead of the shock attack gun engine. Also, quick tip, if you've only got one screen, use print screen. If you've got more than one monitor, and you just want to screenshot the one screen, press Control, Alt, and print screen. As long as you're on the screen you selected, you'll just get that one. Actually, how much do they get in the way of each other? Significantly. Okay. Just trim them close. And then we'll glue this. That one's right in the way, but that's an easy one. Basically, anything that we end up with like this, where you've got to clean some surfaces that go together, to avoid ending up with a massive divot in one of the surfaces, if you glue them at this stage, and then clean it up, if you do end up going ever so slightly wrong, then it's wrong on both surfaces so they match. Whereas the warp manipulator, it's on the back. It's still on the sprue, we haven't got that far yet. I'm assuming that's what you meant, the shock attack gun part. Windows Shift S, that's where it's at. Absolutely. See, this guy gets it. Should have trimmed that one first, but easy. So who's doing some hobby? It is already 10 to 11. So, not long left in the stream. And as much as I'd happily stream later, because I've now got to do, like, if we got all the Patreon work done, all the editing and everything, before the stream, I'd easily stream till, like, gone midnight, just to make sure you guys didn't miss out on any content. But because I've now got to be up early tomorrow to go shopping, because it's Friday, that's when we do our grocery shopping, and then get all the editing done. And then try and get some more working on these Blood Angels and get them finished. I just don't have time. This weekend streams as well will probably be me painting Blood Angels. While we get these assembled, like here and there in the background. So, if anybody wants to see some Blood Angels, then you can tune in over the weekend for that. We're live Saturday morning from 11 a.m. Not 10. 10 was just in a chronothon. So 11 a.m. And Sunday from 9 p.m. Power cuts, you know, notwithstanding. Clearly. But if you want to see how we've gotten to the point that we're at, then especially on YouTube, go and check out the How to Paint Blood Angels. Got a stock take this weekend. Oh, unlucky, bro. I thought I was done forever on stock takes when I left retail. No. No. When you work for yourself, it's actually even more vital that the stock take is done correctly. And that sucks. That's because just before the Necronathon, I realized I didn't have any gunmetal paint. 1 bite, 2 bite, 3 bite. Yeah, there you go. Sorted. Restarted my Mortisons. Wasn't happy with bone workup. Also watched the Making Bases Better bit. Yes. Simple steps to boost your bases. Great video. It works. It really, really works. It's super easy, hence the name of the video. It is simple. And I know a lot of people have picked that up now and are using it. Just to make sure all that fits correctly. Yeah, happy days. Right, what we're not going to do is attach this bit, which goes sort of halfway down that section. Wow, that's look at all of this detail, which you then don't get. Might leave those off. I think we'll leave them off and just have this. Get this looking nice and rusty and a little bit worn and just like, you know, manky. Couple of armor plates. Well, to be fair, actually, that can just be done a different colour to the main armor. I reckon we just go with this. Keep it clean, like Shelby exhaust would be. Then your paint ordering department, you know, I know, right? Entire Christmas section, a good 500 lines of tree decorations. Finished today looking like you fucked a unicorn. I've never had to do that. Never had to do that. I had to count all of GW stock before, and that included the 15 boxes. And we're not talking small boxes, we're talking like big boxes of stuff upstairs in our storeroom that we'd already counted once, myself and Carl, and then some lads from Worcester came and covered, and they had to do the stock take, and they emptied everything out on the floor. And we'd already not only counted it, but written down everything that was in the boxes and taped that list to the box. So when you're doing the stock take, all you had to do was go, right, we've got all of these entered on the sheet. We've got all of these entered on the sheet. And these fucking bellends just rocked up and poured it all over the floor. Their argument was, well, we didn't know if what was in the box was actually in the box. Right. Could have asked. Could have asked. That bit, there it is. That was a proper wood for the trees moment. I have in fact missed out, yeah, entirely. Jackie's got a thing for unicorns. She likes like unicorn cuddly toys and stuff like that. And I've never seen it, but apparently underneath her bed is a unicorn that is about 3-4 foot tall. That's a cuddly toy. I'm pretty sure she said that the first, like when we went out on our first date, just in case I ended up back at hers. And my goal was never to do that. I always, on a date, walk a lady home, kiss her at the door, and leave. If it's someone that I genuinely like. If I'm not fussed, then whatever happens, happens. But if it's someone I like, that's what happens. And just in case, I went in, she hid this thing under the bed, and it's fucking lived there since. And thank God for that, because the last thing I want to fucking see staring at me is 4 foot of unicorn with a gigantic point on it. I was doing fine till him over there started looking at me. Yeah. 1 10-man or 2 5-man Dire Avenger squads, 2 5-man. Because you usually just use them for cheap troop choices, right? You're almost never going in there with the intent of running some mass Dire Avengers. To be honest, Craft Worlds are in a bit of an uncomfortable place at the moment. They don't really do a lot, and some of the old builds are basically just gone. 4 foot unicorn or 1 small porcelain doll. Unicorn. Fucking unicorn. Every day. Thick Oz, what up, bro? How's it going? Yeah, I absolutely do not need a doll like that in any part of my life. That fucking story. That's I can't remember who it was that was talking about it. I think it was Forks Art. Like her mum was cleaning out the attic and found a load of porcelain dolls in a box. Phoned her and was like, "Are these yours?" Like, no. They're not mine. How did they get there? That's a creepy story. But when I was trying to while away my time earlier on, because it was dark and I couldn't do a damn thing in the studio, I watched a reel, I think they are, on Instagram, and it was a guy, and I thought his joke was going to go a different way. He visited a family member at a cemetery and paid respects and so on. As he was coming out of the cemetery, a car pulled up and these 2 girls got out, and they were like, this is a bit of a weird request, but could you walk with us to our nan's grave? We got some flowers we want to put down, but it's dark and the cemetery kind of scares us. And I was waiting for this joke to go really, really south from here. It's like, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No issue. So he walked with them. They put their flowers down on the grave, and they walked back to the front. They're going to get in the car, and he said, "Oh, thanks. It's just these places really, really, really freak us out." And he went, "No, I totally understand. Used to scare me too before I died." And he just walked backwards into the cemetery. I would have loved to see the look on their face. Oh, what a bloke. What a guy. I think if that had been me and I'd had the wit to come up with that line, I'd have just dead stared them until they left. Like nothing. But what a bro. Yes, Jaeger, that's exactly the right way. I remember having nickname Trucky Scales. Awesome. Plank Walker, what up, bro? To be honest, mate, as dopey as you look on that shop floor, smashing into signs all the time. I think that's probably a well-founded nickname. You know, I don't want to cast aspersions on a fellow streamer or anything, but all signs point to that being the case. Let's say you count the washing machines at work. On a little scales. That's one broken scales. That's one washing machine. Do you even see that part? I can't remember if that... Nope. Cool. Got some old line we don't need to clean. Yes. Some industrial sized druggies he has, yeah. Yeah, so tell me about the story of your stock check. Well, this used to belong to Pablo Escobar. Drags this thing in. We've got a hippo enclosure out the back. Actually, Des has said he lives in like the deepest part of the countryside. He might have a secret hippo farm. Des, do you have a luxuriously thick moustache? And are you often found waiting for things, just sort of sat staring into the distance? Sometimes on a swing, sometimes by a pool. Only hippo I know is my sister. Brilliant. Brilliant. You and me both, bro. Alright, again, we're just going to do that. We're not going to do the other one of these plates for it. We'll leave the exhausts looking as they are. Right, let's put together the flux capacitor, which is all of the bits. 3, 4, and 5 we need. And these have got to go in an order as well, so expect this to go horribly fucking wrong. This is definitely number 3. So if we do this acid wash scheme, we need a colour to go on the York car before we scrape most of the paint off. What do you reckon, guys? What should we use? It's not actually watch this, or like I care. I feel the same way. Yeah, my sister doesn't know I stream, just to stop her from coming in the fucking chat and me having to ban her. Rust orange? No, I don't want to do rust orange because we're going to do rust on some of the other elements, such as the exhaust and stuff like that. That's why we're leaving these off, because we'll have the bare metal all over the car. So these need to be different to stand out from it. Pink's always the answer. Red ones go faster. They do, but most of it is going to be scraped off. Oh, God. Daddy Tubbs, you've just reminded me of a quality Orc player that is occasionally at one of my locals. And, oh, God. This guy's a champion. This guy's an utter champion. So, we held a doubles tournament. It was 750 points, and then random doubles. Now, random doubles is always fun, okay? because you don't get too many like horrible team comps. It's not like they can tech up with all of the sort of shooting from one codex and then all of the psychic and close combat from another codex and go, right, here's a perfectly fucking balanced 2,000 point army that is just nasty. For instance, George, that Nogly guy, and Master Arcade, both of whom are semi-irregulars to the stream, they're going to the doubles at the LGT. I'm not going to be playing in the doubles at the LGT because I've got my fingers crossed for something else instead. But if it doesn't happen, then I'll be playing some fun games, some practice games or whatever. Anyway, they're going to this doubles event and they've got Blood Angels with a load of Blade Guard vets and Eradicators plus some characters on one side, and Magnus, 2 Keepers of Secrets, and some Demonettes on the other. So that's the kind of list you avoid if you random pair, and especially if you get the lists in first and then do the random pair. If you then look through the pairings and like, that's horrible, that's too strong, we can't do that. Someone uses some small gems in a base for mech guns. No, it's not Tom Layton. Tom Layton, who I actually love to bits, by the way. Like, Tom and I get on really, really well. He's a solid dude. I'd go so far as to say he's extremely opinionated. And I've told him that to his face before. And give him his due, he's like, yep. Totes. But we did have a bit of an argument over his shitty mech guns. Especially when his argument turned into, I've put more work and effort into my army than the majority of people coming to this event. And I'm like, looks at my beautifully painted knight army. Have you fuck? Nalindi! How you doing, doll? Anyway, this guy at my local, Orc player. Lovely dude. Noticed how anytime someone says that, oh, this guy's a lovely dude, what they're about to do is insult the fuck out of him. Here we go. This guy brings a load of guns, actually, a load of grot guns, a load of mech guns, that kind of thing. This is in 7th edition, and then hides them behind a building where they can't see anything on the battlefield, to spend his first turn moving the guns up. Now his partner is Ben. And Ben is hungover as fuck. Jade, how you doing? And so Ben's looking at this guy and like, not only has he done this though, he's brought with him his converted Morkanaut. Now his converted Morkanaut is a large T-Rex looking dinosaur that he's glued a load of guns to and a few boys to, and that's a Morkanaut. Right. At least they weren't put on with Scotch tape is all I can say on this front. But okay. This is where we're going with this story. Right. What's worse, and this is terrible because the guy can't control this, and it's not funny, but the situation makes it funny. The guy's got a stammer, and it's quite severe. He stammers specifically over the letter D and the letter S. And so when your housemate, who is heroically hungover, spends the entire day having to listen to this guy have a bit of a run up and a jump saying, I can re-roll one of the dice because I've got a Death Skulls re-roll. You can imagine, right, how that sentence might come out. Now, it's not the guy's fault, and we shouldn't take the piss. And I'm not taking the piss out of him at all. But Ben, by the end of the day, he was having some issues as this guy's team partner. And that's the first time we met him. We met him a couple of times since. And Ben played him at a tournament in Cheltenham in Incom Gaming. And I was on the table behind. And unfortunately, I didn't get to choose my side, because regardless of terrain, I'd have chosen the other side of the table to where I was, just so I could watch Ben play. Ben played this guy, and all the way through the game, all I could hear was, so I'm going to re-roll one of the dice because I've got a Death Skulls re-roll. Ben had a chance to win the event, and he threw it all away because he couldn't concentrate during that game. Since then, no, in fact, there was one other tournament Ben went to after heavy drinking. But since then, Ben no longer drinks before a tournament, just in case he meets somebody that is, for whatever reason, has some sort of social difficulty. But this guy's got an army that is full of orc stuff that is basically random things with extra, like, choppers and guns and so on glued to it. And that, for me, is your standard orc player. Right, so 3, 4, and that goes in with the fat bit at the end. Out. Cool, yeah, that's dots that line up. Groovy. Anyway, we're going to be doing the whip soon. So, !whip or !Discord, come and join in. If you've got something you'd like to show off, if you've got something you'd like some feedback on, just like a regular sort of constructive criticism, do it. Sergeant Rolf, totally. Which is why I suggested that Ben stop taking things like a hip flask to a tournament. Right, that now goes on that bit. I see, yeah, they've done this quite cleverly. Much better than the saw blades at the front. Although, that being said, the worst occurrence of someone being drunk at a tournament, that award definitely goes to Toby Lydiard, who plays Custodes. He's got a beautiful Custodes Dreadnought force, and it's all painted like nice dark grey, sort of non-metallic metal style. Looks great. He once used cans of Fosters as command points, running a double battalion Custodes list. So 3 lots of 3. It was 3 lots of 3 with the guns and 3 lots of 3 with sword and board, and then dreads. So you had 10 CP. And you went, right, so before game I spend this many. 2 cans of Fosters down. Like, bam, straight down. Every time I spent a CP, and there was just a row of empty cans at the table. How he got through that game, I have no idea. I also have no idea what he was saying to me when he came up to me afterwards, but we did have a conversation for about 5 minutes. He enjoyed it. He was laughing his ass off. Right, we can do all that tomorrow on step 5B. Let's grab a pen. We are here. X marks the spot. Right then. Whip time. Let's do it. Just not a tournament. Well, yeah, exactly. To be fair to him, though, Toby can play really, really well drunk. So, hey. Right, we're starting off with Exploding Fruit. About halfway done, he says. Not bad, dude. Most of the base colours are down. Then it's washes. Get your highlights done. Get the base done. I think halfway's maybe overselling it. I always find this bit almost feels like it takes the longest. But it's all the detail work that comes afterwards that actually does. This feels like... It's a good driving beer. Jesus, Des. Gumballina, that sounds horrible. I'd still rather play that than here's my drop pod. No, it's a pot noodle. Yeah, I'm just proxying it. We did, but that's because this was in way before the stream. Yeah. During the whip section, we only do what was put in during the stream. Danny Tubbs, quick Raven Wing commission was done last week. Was a change of pace going back to box art style. I made it match the owner's previously painted models. Okay, got some heavy metal stuff going on there. Okay, yeah, looks good, dude. Really like the stubble on that dude's face. Nice. I feel you sort of bottled it a bit on the eyes, though. Come on, dude. It's all practice, yeah? Get that in there. Oh, I've never seen one of these painted by a real human being. That's cool. I like that. Oh, here we go. Right, here's the real game. Are we playing something on the screens there, or is it just text? It looks like you've done it seriously, and you've added in lines of text and things like that, rather than what is tradition, which is a green screen monitor with... he said he's driving beers. Brilliant. Don't drink and drive. Need to have like Pong or Tetris, Dizzy, stuff like that on there. You wanted to do a game. Oh, client wouldn't let you. Son of a bitch. Looking good though, dude. Nice and tidy on your highlights. Fuck me, that guy's got some bling. That's a lot of gold. Each to their own on that one. Sometimes the client picks the paint job. That's the way it is. Sometimes all you can do is like suggest, and if they're like, no, this is what I want, and that's it, no movement, and that's what you've got to do. But that wing would have been a good candidate for some white, for definite. Need to monitor where they're playing Doom. Very difficult to do in just green screen. So my thing about the 41st Millennium is that all screens have got circa 1982 written on them because they have to be like a monochrome monitor, and that's it. Like, we've got 4K monitors and all that now, and in the future it'll be holographic monitors and all that. But in the 41st Millennium, we found these IBM computers, and this is what we've got. So, you know. Looking good though, bro. Nice little commission. Worked on converting some Sandguard. A bit more work than I intended, considering using the Assaultless arms. I'll use the iconic forearm bolter. But it would save time. You'd have to put the forearm bolter back in though. To be fair, you can trim them at the elbow and use those. Oh, totally, Daddy Tubbs. I 100% understand that. You know, like I said, sometimes the client sets a paint scheme and that's it. It's got to be set in stone. Good work on the loincloths on these though, mate. Digging those for sure. Nice. Yeah, like these a lot. The other thing you could do, which is another iconic thing that you don't really miss, but is definitely there, all of their knee pads have that kind of cross, and you could possibly just sort of carve that out, especially if you had some sort of like mini Dremel or something similar to just get it nice and quick and neat. Quick bit of filing and then done. But these look sweet. Good work. How many have you got to do? Cake Fist. Basing done. Nice. Nice. I moved all the Necrons upstairs yesterday, I think. And there's so much more room down here now that they're not like lurking about in boxes. It's really nice. Nice, dude. Keep going. Get them finished. Drunk Mystic. Decided to redo the bone workup. I'm much happier now. Majority airbrush and just brush highlights. I'm getting better. Yes. Yeah, not bad, dude. Certainly around the face, that looks really, really nice. Very expressive. The rest of it, a little bit hard to see at the moment. Obviously, you've got all those other details to block in. Then it'll all snap into place, I'm sure, man. Nice work. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Only 30. Shit. Got it. Can I make you a suggestion? Don't glue the wings on. Because I've done... I want to say I did 15 Sangard for this commission. And those wings are a complete fuck of the paint. They really are. Like the way I did them in that took 6 coats. 2 base coats. And then 2 highlights, each done twice. Just varying thicknesses for each one. But nice. But what I would suggest though is if you can, get a pin into the side of it, because once they're painted, they obviously don't glue on the marine very well. They're a little bit flimsy. You might have a little bit more real estate with the Primaris backs that you've got. Worth it, perhaps, but just matte varnish and pigments to go on, and then finish, says Muad'Dib. I think you'll also find a black base room would go really well on these. Nice, dude. Get them Deathwing Knights going down. Lots of molten weapons, mate. Wait, actually, these aren't all Deathwing Knights? Oh, these are just Deathwing Terminators, aren't they? With some of the Knight bodies by the looks of it. Nice, heavy flamer. In a Terminator squad, love it. Quality, dude. Oh shit, look at this. Damn, son. Many Terminators. Honestly, I kind of like him in the blue as well. Different. It's good. Yeah, solid work, dude. Solid work. Nibius. Rough Whip, second troop choice underway. One assumes... I was going to say Dire Avengers, but maybe Guardians? No, got to be Dire Avengers, right? 2 Shuriken catapults on the boss lady. Love that blue hair. Dire Avengers, yeah. Do you have Guardians in your army? Because the one thing these are missing is that very iconic Dire Avenger helmet head crest. Get the bone colour across the aspects, use the hair colour to show aspect. Okay. Do you have Guardians? Because then they're going to look remarkably similar aside from the hair colour. No Guardians. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. It'll stop any accidental confusion on the tabletop. So, nice, dude. Keep him up. Right, Santi. Battered and not in direct light. Shaded gold. Should I push it further or move forward and retain my sanity? If you've got to ask, you know what the answer is. But let's have a look. Yes, you need to push it further. It's a really good start, dude. It really, really is. But you need those highlights to come up a lot more. To me, that doesn't look like gold. You're still kind of in like a maybe a bronze. When doing non-metallic metal, your final highlight should always be pretty much pure white, and I'll show you why. Have a look at this craft knife. Yeah. It's difficult to show you on camera, so every time I go near it to gesture on it, it changes it. But sort of down towards this end, very dark, but then that highlight goes all the way up, and this basically registers as white. It isn't. It's not white. It's an extremely light grey. But even if this was gold, I've got nothing. Oh, here we go. Look at that brush. This isn't gold. This is like a halfway from copper, I guess, to bronze. Still quite dark. Anything that's brighter? I don't think so at all. No. But even this, the brightest highlight on this, which is already a darker metallic than gold, is brighter than what you've got there on your shield. Now, what you have done on your shield is really, really good. Everything you've got there is decent. You've got some okay blends. You know, you've got a couple that could be smoothed out a little bit more, and you've got the odd highlight, that one just on that top corner, on the left-hand side, a little bit thick, obviously. Needs to be sort of taken back down a little. But what you've got here is good. Your shadows are really, really good. You could go even further on the shadows if you wanted to, but keep those parts extremely small. But work the highlights further. Non-metallic metal is a pain. It really is. Also, I'd probably work up the inside of each of those rivets further as well. So make each of those a little bit brighter to help give them separation from the darker ring that is surrounding them. Different pick here. Where is your light source coming from? So in your scene, where is the light? Because you've got the bottom half of the shield that's a lot brighter than the top half of the shield. For something that is by nature reflective, that's where it's likely to be. In front of him to his left. His left. Epic answer, I haven't ignored your question, but I'll answer in a minute. So from here, okay. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. But your highlight there also needs to be on the top part of that shield from this side. So you'll end up with like almost a ring around it that's light, with a darker void towards the top in the middle. But again, work that brighter. That part should be the brightest point, slightly brighter than the bit on the right of the shield there. It's a tricky technique, man, and you're working on something that is an absolute fucker to do because it's a flat area. If this was like covered in gold filigree, like little bits of detail all over, much easier, bizarrely. Because it's a smooth, flat area, it really isn't. So yeah, good luck. Keep going. You're doing well. Push through it, mate. It's a learning process. That will also be gold. That will drive you insane. I'm telling you, you'll find that easier than this bit. I promise you. Because all you got to do is take each shape one at a time, not the whole ring of that shield. Right, Epic Ants. The way to do it is to get a toothbrush. Put a little bit of paint on the bristles, and then wearing a glove, just like that. Do not overdo it. Just be very, very, very cognizant of the fact that your mini is a miniature, so even the tiniest drop of blood that you put on with a brush is going to be much bigger when blown up. So remember, that mini that's maybe 1.5 inches tall is 2 meters tall in real life. So it needs to be extremely fine. And don't overdo it. Just a little, no more. And also, don't just use blood for the blood god. Alright? Most blood does not come out looking like that at all. If you cut your finger, someone that's highly likely to bleed bright red blood, it will look like that. If you cut somewhere that's a bit more visceral, especially deoxygenated blood on its way back up, it's going to come out a lot darker, browner, maybe a little bit purple. It's not just bright, shiny red. So get a couple of different reds and do it. If it's meant to look like the warrior, the whatever the horror mini is, like Mike Myers, for instance, has stabbed somebody and there's a little bit of blood in his mouth and it's been there for an hour, it's going to be almost brown. Still have a little red tinge to it, but it'll be mostly brown. If it's, I've literally just stabbed Jamie Lee Curtis in the neck and next thing you know, there's red stuff everywhere, that's going to be very bright red. So work out roughly what the story is and then adjust. Arterial spray is very dark, almost like grape juice colour. Not sure I've ever seen grape juice. Like that's the part of that I'm having issue with. Right, Crown Blade. Some Nurgle boys. Nice, dude. Let's have a look at that skin. This is something that I feel is been done a little bit quickly by you. What could arterial blood be? Bright red or browner? Should be oxygenated. Which side? Depends. Remember, your blood picks up oxygen from around the body and the heart sort of pumps it all around the system. At some point, there's going to be less oxygen when it gets to that point. I don't know the biology of the human body well enough to tell you like where you'd get stabbed and what colour the blood would be. Unfortunately, I do know. I've seen quite a lot of blood in my life, and some of it is dark, almost like a burgundy colour. All right. Sometimes it ain't. Take notes next time. Yeah, cheers. Like, oh, could you stand? I just need some photo evidence. Like, oh, for the police. No. For the nerds in stream that asked me about blood splatter. It's gonna be a weird one. Yeah, with this, I think your skin needs a bit more, especially on the fat guy to the right here. The guy on the left isn't so bad because of all the creases. But the guy this side, I think, needs a little bit more, like, going on. A little bit flat in some of those areas. So just bring out some highlights, maybe paint on some creases. If you've watched the How to Paint Orc Skin video, we did muscle striations towards one of the last parts painting this dude. There you go. We did all these little tiny striations in the muscle. You do a similar thing on these guys, but more to perform a technique to give them like a wrinkled skin rather than like a rippled muscle skin. Mentoners, good afternoon, dude. How's things? But otherwise, mate, good work. Good colour palette. They look horrible. Like, from the perspective of, don't want to get near them. Gummer, painted up power sword tonight. Little rough, but good enough for a champion. Yeah, not bad, dude. Not bad. When you're doing those edge highlights, thin that paint just a little bit more. Pickles, FPS, cheers for the follow. Yeah, you can see where some of that highlight line has just got a little bit scratchy. So keep it ever so slightly thinner. Maybe do 2 passes if you need to. But otherwise, mate, really, really good. Love the fact you've got that 3-section colour scheme to it. Nice work. Really nice work. And those power swords are a little bit like butter knives as well. So you've really made it look sharp rather than the kind of flat plastic it normally looks like. Master Pets, take care, man. Hope your headache gets better soon. Right, Rev, halfway through a NID project, Carrigan theme from StarCraft. Awesome. Okay. I'm liking this. What's the deal with this foot, though? Was that a Christine sword? You've done it, mate. Yeah, looks good. Lion feeder of blood dripping out the mouth. Leg lamp from Christmas Story. Okay. Yeah, I like the colour scheme. Love this Trigon guy at the back. Or is that the Morlock? I can never remember which one's which. I think that's the Morlock. Yeah, looking tight, man. Those G-Spheres are going to pop. What are you thinking for the base? What was the Zerg planet in StarCraft? I've forgotten the name of it. But that's what I would do. Char. Astrogranite with puddles of Nurgle's Rot. Okay. Okay. How married to the Nurgle's Rot are you? Because I think that stuff ruins minis. Not very. Alright, good. So first question, do you own an airbrush? And second question, have you bought the Astrogranite? So GW will sell you Astrogranite, and it's like £6 a tub for 24 mil. And oh, you've got it already. Okay. Next time, look into buying some of this. I've got 3 tubs of this in my drawer. It's basically the same thing. It's just a pumice. You can see it like drying up around the lid here because the jar's nearly empty. But this is about £8 or £9 off Amazon Prime, and honestly, is super good. The reason I asked about the airbrush is because certainly with this, and you might be able to get away with the Astrogranite, you can put craters on a base. I don't have anything to hand to show you this technique. Occasionally in the whip, you'll see something that will have a crater on the base. The Silent King. Let's go and grab my Insta quickly. Right, you can't really do that far back. Oh, you can't bloody see it on there. That's annoying. Come on, there's loads of minis I've done this on. Basically, what you do is you kind of... Here's a very bad picture, possibly. That's about as good as it's going to get. So this is the Soul Drinker we did. And if you look at his base, you've got that kind of raised area. This is a bad example of it, but that's the kind of thing that you can do. And you can make like puddles, craters out of it. And basically, you just put a big splotch of your pumice, in this case, Astrogranite, and then you sort of take your brush and you sort of push out from the middle to create that crater. And once that's done, you can then just airbrush inside it and fill it up with some UV drying like water effects, or even just regular water effects, and it works. So that's what I would suggest instead. If you don't have an airbrush, you can still do the same thing. It'd be worth investing in a cheap water effects solution. So I've got some UV stuff that I use a lot of. So let's go back to here's what I meant to do. But you could just paint it on the inside and just give yourself a little bit of interest on the base that isn't just this like weirdly flat, because there's no depth to it whatsoever. Nurgle's Rot paint. Even if you use something like Blood for the Blood God, it would look better and give you a similar kind of vibe. Another thing you can do, you could take some Yoo-hoo glue and some ink, or a wash or something just to tint the glue. Mix that up and then just drop that into the recesses. That'll give you a weird coloured thing. It's very thick, so you don't have to sort of scrape it in there and help it level out a bit. But that's an option. You can probably do it with PVA glue as well. Just mix PVA glue and some different coloured paint. Remember, the PVA will dry clear, so I should be painting it in there and it will look like pink because of the white element of the glue. That will fade out. Just do it on a test mini first to see what you think. But that sort of thing is definitely preferable, as far as I'm concerned, to that horrible Nurgle paint. Ben's done it on an entire Death Guard army, and had done it on an entire Nurgle Demon army. And I've seen enough of it to just go, this is awful stuff. Side Twitch, mate, you've done a banging job of these. See that bright, vibrant green you've got there on Death Spitters? That's the kind of green you want on their base. Not this, like, weirdly desaturated, puce kind of thing. Acid Burn Punk says, I mixed Nurgles right into Vallejo water effects, some decent effects, but add some highlights to it. I think you definitely need to add highlights to it. But that's a good tip. I like that. I used to use this stuff. Water texture from Vallejo, and it's, from memory, not super expensive. Don't have a price tag on this anymore. The only issue with this is it does have a little bit of a shrinkage issue. Any one part, like resin, will do this, where if you put down too thick of a layer, it just sort of collapses in the middle as it dries out. So you could use something like that and just like drop a few bits in after dyeing it with something, so maybe use a green, a blue, whatever, and just bomb. Done. Always hate to hear about someone else's shrinkage. Hey man, we're just out of winter. Right, leave it be. Gumbling, yes, it would look great, dude. But I'd make it... No, I think it would look right. I was going to say I'd make it look a little darker. But then they're kind of grey armour, so... Red would look sick as fuck on the Incubi. Like the same kind of way the Necron swords and stuff are done. I think that would look cool. Trying to figure out how to base my Elder with this. Autarch, Dire Avenger being my test. These bases are tiny. Really looking forward to the tank vid. Nice. Is that a 25mm? Actually, experiment running at home with UV, ink, and water effects. I'll see in a few days if that reactivity disperses. If it doesn't, it will look great for radioactive waste liquid. You're talking about like when you get a black light on it and it pops up, right? Stuff like that I think is interesting, but it almost always looks naff without the black light. And the thing is, you'll almost never play a game under black light. Yeah, looking good, dude. Got some slate on there. Banging. Instead of using slate, I strongly recommend people use wood chip. This is some stuff buried in this drawer for terrariums. It's orchid bark. And the benefit of using this over real slate is A, you get to eat some ice cream. That's always good. But this, when painted up, looks exactly like slate. You can break it into smaller sections if you need to for like little bits of slate on a base. But also you can drill through this, so you can pin something to it. Sarah is looking to stock something exactly like this. I would definitely recommend you buying some that is for a terrarium, i.e. like a lizard or snake enclosure, and not for your garden. That, right there, look at that crater. Exactly that. That's what we were talking about. You make the crater, airbrush in some green, lighten it up, drop in some UV drying resin, blast it with a torch, done, sorted. And that looks great on bases. But with this you can pin to it, and that means that when you've got a miniature to add to your base, you can just drill a hole up into the leg, drill a hole straight through your cork, your bark, and you're done. You've got a really solid connection between the miniature and the base at that point. It's not going to fall off. Basing on stone is a little bit difficult because frequently you might need to pin something to it because it's at an angle, and obviously that's pretty tough. Rev, no, not too late, mate. Go for it. Timmy, keep it up. Scorp, trying to pose a crisis suit and starting second half of the Fire Warriors squad. Nice. Very nice. Crisis suits always look a bit weird to me. They never look as agile as you kind of want them to be. A little bit pigeon-chested as well. So, but nice work, dude. Keep them up. I always like the rubbish bin. The recycling bin. Crazy Yank, brushwork only so far, he says. Cute. Yeah, I like this guy. He looks cool. Plenty of room to go. But that red's nice. Red's really nice. Very strong. Very strong. That's what you want from red. Like a properly in-your-face red. Butt shot. There you go. Look at those shadows. Banging. The ankles in a riptide. Yeah. The super dainty ankle joint. Right, Gummer. Bit of a double post. Painting these to use as clawed fiends. Need to brighten the skin a touch more and shade and highlight a little. These are very pink at the moment. Yeah, got to get those washes in the muscles as well. And again, you could use the how to paint orc skin video we did. Take the tips there that we've used, just change the colours, and you've got this. These are cool minis though. Apart from the one there that looks like the one at the front with his arms back, it looks like he's about to dive headfirst into a swimming pool. Not sold on that pose, but there's nothing you can do about that by looks of the fact there's two of them identically posed. This is my second mini. I think I did better and used your previous tips. Right, let's have a look at this then, Meteos. Not bad, bro. You have used those tips. You've changed the eyes. You've got a darker shadow around there. The gun looks much better this way as well. Bro, for mini number 2, this is stonking. Like, absolute stonks. Yeah, good work, man. Right, areas to improve. Let's get a big pick and really have a look. So, still not completely tidy with those eye lenses, but they're better than the last one. So maybe the next one you do, really focus on making sure that the bit you're painting as the lens is just the part that's recessed into the helmet that is the lens and is no part of the helmet itself. It looks like... I'm trying to work out what's going on with the U symbol on the shoulder pad. Whether that's something that's sculpted underneath it or whether it's a transfer that you've put on that's really wrinkled. Crazy Yank, that's the way, mate. Just glaze up. Yeah. You'll almost never see a wash. Certainly the way that most people apply a wash used on a competition mini or a single miniature to be painted. Everything glazes. Don't forget, you can always glaze back down. If you feel I've done a little bit too much with my highlights, you always just go back in and glaze it down again. Yeah, trying to work out if that is the ripple effect from a transfer, like a decal or not. If it is, then check out the How to Paint Blood Angels. What the fuck? So now I'm trying to work out if this is something that you've just sort of cut out and glued on. It looks like you've painted over part of the decal afterwards. Would that be right? It's on Patreon, unfortunately. But we did a guide on how to do all of the Blood Angel stuff, and one part of that guide was decals. Basically, you need these two things when putting decals on. These make your life so much easier. Micro Set and Micro Sol. And to buy the pair of them, you're probably looking at about 14 quid or so. You put this on the Mini, put the decal on it, paint this over the decal, and you do it 2 or 3 more times, and then your decals look like that. Now, admittedly, this is a smooth, flat surface, but where's the silvering? You can just see it on this when it catches the light. It needs another coat of matte varnish to stop that happening. But on these little ones, there's no sign of it whatsoever. Yeah? It's only when it just catches the light wrong, you can see that's a decal. Micro Sol, to help remove the clear film that the transfer paint goes on. Okay, Rev, we're going to skip 12 of those. Probably. We'll see. But yes, this stuff, you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on a lot of hobby shops. Honestly, it's really, really good stuff. Do not, this is the cure for people who lick their brushes. You will only make that mistake once when using this. That is a taste of actual death. That tastes like vinegar. Still don't eat it. You know, it's a chemical. It's not vinegar. That tastes of like VX gas. It's horrible. Fucking nasty. Real nasty. But that will stop you having this issue you've got here. The Micro Sol will help to soften the decal, and it will just smooth it down to the surface. One of the ways of seeing that in action is if you've got something that's a rippled surface, put the decal on, paint the Micro Sol, and then your transfer will start to droop in the gaps. Sounds like a challenge. Don't fucking do it. This is me, who occasionally, frequently on stream doesn't wear a mask while airbrushing. Alright? And there's a lot of things that I shouldn't do when it comes to my health. Don't fucking lick your brush. Where were we? Here. Alright, Rev. That's cute. I like this. I've seen a lot of people paint the Carnosaur, and the main colour is like a recess thing on the scales. I'm never entirely sure whether it works or not. I've made the mistake of licking brush multiple times, really. Mate, I was using it today, and then sort of washed my brush, and no, and just like in the armpit to keep the point on it. No, made that mistake literally once, mate. Fuck that. What? No. God, I'd rather drink Grant's. That's not Grant's. Yeah, never entirely certain whether the recess shade thing works. But let's look at one of the little guys. Nice, mate. Nice. Very well done. Scratch built from cork. Could be. Mitios, no worries, man. Yeah, it is. Thought so. Yeah, good stuff. Some of what you've got there could definitely do with a bit more depth. Like the flames that you've got are very pastel, and I'd probably just make sure when you do something like this again, you just come in on the undersides of things and just darken those down. You get a bit more contrast, therefore you get a bit more interest at that point in your minutes. And for this, that's a definite focal point. But otherwise, it's good. Marcel, a bit more done. He's got 2 arms now. This is a good start. trying to work out what this was the other day and couldn't quite. What is she holding in her other arm? Oh, it's another sword. Right, I'm with you. Yeah, nice, dude. Very nice. Looks like a D&D character, something like that. Base looks cool. It's so bad, but I also have many burn. Brilliant. End of the whip. I know, but I'll have to make dinner later. Hey, no worries, bro. You take care. Thanks for joining in, man. We'll see you soon. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's cool. Is this a Hero Forge thing or something you've 3D printed or what? I really like the brand you've done on the cake. Right, let's look at. Is it just Rev now? It is just Rev. All right, what's this big old thing? The only thing that could ever make me play a Sigmar army was if I just had dinosaurs like this. Like, literally just Jurassic Park. You put your arm on the table, and dun 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 dun. That's what happens. As soon as it goes on the table, just that noise happens. I'd be a happy boy. But I'm never playing Sigmar. I want just these dinosaurs and just the Orc Idol, and that's it. And the Terrapin. So I think it works better here, the recess for your scales, than on the big Carnodon or Carnosaur or whatever it's called. You've got a lighter colour in there as well. I like that. Ankylosaurus, my actual favourite dinosaur ever. I love those things. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's the thing from the top down. Nice. Yeah, cool, man. I love these little floating rocks you've got in there. That's clever. I like that a lot. I have no idea what we're looking at here, but that just looks cool. Is that an objective or something? But yeah, that looks sweet. I like that. Very sweet. Alright, that's it. We're all whipped out. We're all whipped out. Well, thank you to everyone that joined in tonight. I've basically put together part of a flux capacitor, which I think fits on here somehow, like that, which we'll paint separately. We've got a few exhausts and the main body of this. I'm going to keep working on this off and on over the weekend, just in some spare time. On the weekend streams, we will be painting Blood Angels, because obviously these aren't ready to go. Tomorrow, where I would normally do something like put these together, I will instead be editing and get the Patreon content up, which I couldn't do today due to the power cut, so not ideal. But tomorrow, or possibly Saturday, you will have a video guide on Patreon how to paint basically any marine vehicle. Any marine vehicle. Whether it's a tank like this, a dreadnought, whatever. Any vehicular, something that's not a dude on foot, basically, you're going to get a guide how to do that. And I promise you it's simple. And it looks super fucking effective, as you can see. You know, there's going to be a little bit of OSL in that guide. There won't be transfers, because there was recently a guide on Patreon that covered all of that. But things like sub-assemblies, how to, where to, what to, all that. Definitely this. Jay, what do you base layer your models with when doing the first airbrush? If you mean like the primer, the undercoat, Vallejo, I'm just going to say thinner on the front of it. Basically, I've got a bottle of pre-mixed stuff. It's 2 parts Vallejo polyurethane black matte primer and 1 part thinner, with just a ball bearing chucked in the bottom there to help keep it agitated and mixed up. And that goes through the airbrush absolutely perfectly. Gets pretty much always 1 coat and done without blocking the airbrush. So you know, I still get on Patreon. Yes, we did it right. The other guide that we've got going up on Patreon this week is 2 guides, in fact, how to paint orc skin 2 different ways. So we did this guy using the airbrush, and he looks sick. I'm really, really happy with how he's turned out. We did this guy not using the airbrush, and again, really happy with how the skin's turned out. 2 different ways of doing it, 2 slightly different workups. You can see if we put them very close together, there is a little bit of difference in there. But one without an airbrush, one with an airbrush. We'll do 2 guides, 1 for each. So you better grab those if you are a weekly reader. Now, though, it's time to end. Let's see who we can pass some hobby love on to. Who's still streaming? Malev's on, Jason's on, Deepgate Spain is on, but that's harder for us to understand the chat. Green Eyes we raided recently. Sarantis is on. We never get to raid them, and they're always in the stream. We're raiding Sarantis. Here we go. Everyone, there's 75 of you here. Let's see how many we get by the time we go through into Sarantis' stream. Ideally 69. Got 45, 55, 57, 58. Come on, no, more. 69. 60. 9 more people. Come on. Oh, we're going down, not up. Wrong way. Okay, when we get there, spam the emotes. Get those meep. Oh, now it's going up. Bated breath. I want 69 if we can. Come on. Just for the memes. Do it, lads. It's not happening. 62! No, that's 61. Right, fuck it, we're going. We'll see you Saturday morning at 10 a.m. No, 11 a.m. Not 10 a.m. Abort. 11 a.m. Definitely 11 a.m. See you there. Peace out, guys.